several of those students chanted from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Yes,
Do you understand what that's?
Yes, I know
That
exactly what
means
that
you want to
means.
eradicate the Israeli state.
Yeah, that's
That means
horrible. In the United States, you can go out in the street and you can say, I want Israel to be eradicated as a state, and I want every single Jew in Israel to whatever happened to them. You can say those things in the United States. You can do that. That's First Amendment protected speech.
you guys are a weird country, man.
What's up, old Foxy? Do you disagree with the prompt?
Yeah, and by the way, I'm British. I'm not American, so.
Okay, that's a better
I think
perspective. Okay, you don't think that Donald Trump is anti-American?
I think Donald Trump has been the most pro-American president in the 21st century.
Yeah, so you think even amongst like all the constitutional violations, all the free speech violations, all the due process
There's
violations, all the
he's
corruption.
been like compared to what Keir Starmer's been doing in the UK, Donald Trump lets you guys have free speech.
Well, hold on.
Bro, did this motherfucker vote
wait,
for Brexit?
Wait, hold on. I wouldn't expect Keir Starmer to be pro-American because he's
No,
not.
I mean,
he's not American.
No, I'm not saying Keir Starmer is pro-American. I was just making a comparison.
Okay, I don't care about Keir Starmer. I care about the United States.
Because you said he said Donald Trump's not pro-free speech.
Yeah, Donald Trump is anti-free speech. Why am I comparing that to a country that doesn't have free speech?
Yeah, because you guys have free speech under Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the most. I'm saying Donald Trump is the most anti-free speech president that we've had so far.
But he's not, though. He's not.
Okay. Do you think Biden was more anti-free speech?
I personally don't think any president was that anti-free speech.
Do you think Biden was more anti-free speech than Donald Trump?
Potentially during the COVID days, yeah.
Yeah. So how?
Because he was censoring stuff about the COVID vaccine and all that.
Where?
I mean, on social media and all that.
Yeah,
there
where?
Was several. What do you mean where? On Facebook, on Twitter.
Yeah. How?
Like,
How do you know Biden was doing this?
You said
because you saw it on Twitter.
So let me think for a sec. So in 2020, 2021, if you post something which was incorrect, you get flagged on Twitter as,
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, let me think. But now, under President Donald Trump, you can literally say anything on X and all that, and you won't get banned unless it's actually something radical.
Okay,
like what Kanye.
So where was the
Kanye's been
pressure
doing.
from the Biden administration to censor speech on social media websites? Because social media websites have they're able to censor whatever they want, right? Where was the pressure from the government to censor free speech?
I think there's been reports on it, Biden, and the
Where?
Biden administration. What do you mean where? I
The
can
court case,
search it
the
up
court
right
case
now
that
if you like.
the court case that the Biden administration won.
I don't think they won, and
Yeah,
if they
won.
did, then it's probably
They won
relevant.
Murphy v. Missouri. The plaintiffs lost on standing.
Okay, but how is Donald Trump anti-free speech then?
Yeah, because he calls for the hanging of his political opponents.
Do you have a source on that? Or
Yeah, his Truth Social.
like context of the situation.
Yeah, so there was a group of Democratic congressmen. They're called the Seditious Six, and they made a video instructing military personnel to disobey unlawful orders, which is their duty in the military. And Donald Trump called for their execution on Truth Social for their protected free speech.
So isn't it free speech to say that he can say death to their execution? That's free speech.
Yeah,
he can say that.
So sure, it's adverse punishment from the government. They actually tried to indict these people. Mark Kelly actually tried to get actually was almost censured by the military for his free speech.
I mean, isn't it like against the law to tell military people not to follow president order?
Nope, it's free speech. Not following.
But these people are Congress people, though.
Yeah.
If
Congress people have
If a
extra. Congress people have extra First Amendment protections for one, and for two, the military has a legal duty to disobey unlawful orders. That's all they were.
What was
instructing
the
them to-
unlawful order?
It doesn't matter. They were telling them to
But what was the
disobey.
unlawful order?
They
Though?
were all they said was do not obey unlawful orders. That's all they said in the video. We can watch the whole thing if you want.
I don't have time. It's almost 4 a.m.
But
in
do
the
you have
UK.
time to debate me?
Yeah, because
that makes
I'm
sense.
going to just. Thank you.
So yeah, so we have something in America called free speech, where you're allowed to say things on the internet like the military shouldn't obey unlawful orders, and then not get adverse reaction from the government for that. But under the Trump administration, they're trying to change this because Donald Trump tried to indict them for seditious conspiracy, and they didn't get a single.
I feel like there was a lot of context missing when
What
they said
context?
unlawful. When was the dates? Like when did they say do not
I
follow
think it was
unlawful orders?
It was like 5-6 months ago.
So it's something like near the beginning of the Venezuela like kidnapping.
No,
Before that.
it was.
But that was
wasn't
almost
around.
5 months ago.
There's
So
a
that it
couple-
was in November,
There's
December.
a couple things that they could be alluding to with that, which could be for one, the boat strikes, or two, any like command for like the National Guard to like fire on protesters, right? But like I said, the key point here is that this is First Amendment protected speech.
Okay, so I'm guessing the context is when America was blowing up those boats in the Caribbean Ocean, which was filled with Venezuelan drugs. Those congressmen which were saying do not follow unlawful orders were seen as an attack on President Trump's actions in the Caribbean Ocean.
Wait, I'm not sure if
It's
you're
like-
aware of this, but part of free speech is being able to criticize the government and say that his actions are unlawful.
It's also against law to say something's unlawful when it's not.
Where?
It's
What
called-
law is that?
What's it called?
Incitement?
You may be thinking of British law, but this is America.
Oh, I think you're thinking
Unfortunately.
mistake of law, right?
I'm guessing so, yeah, but like
You're
It's
you're
nothing.
attributing too much thought.
That's a defense for like.
Dot, you're attributing too much thought
I was
Okay.
just trying to
to
throw
these
him a
Brexit
fake bone.
motherfuckers.
So
thank you. I am a
Foxy,
Brexiteer. Thank
Old
you.
Foxy, okay. Like I asked you before, you are aware that people in the United States have the ability to criticize the policies of the sitting president, right?
You can criticize policies, but saying something's unlawful is two different things.
Okay.
Saying-
is
saying-
saying
I do not agree with the strikes on Venezuela is one thing. Then saying no military personnel should ever strike boats in Venezuela, that's unlawful, is another thing.
Wait, is that a
Don't you agree?
wait? Aren't those both criticisms?
It's
Saying
like
the strikes are unlawful. Isn't that a
saying
criticism
no,
as well?
because one of them saying you don't agree with it, but since
They don't agree with it because it's unlawful. That's like the main criticism. With
it's not
those, right?
unlawful though.
We're attributing
It's not
too much good
unlawful.
faith. Either one, even if like saying something is unlawful, that is still protected speech by the First Amendment.
Wait, so under your logic, really quick, if Trump said that there was fraud within the 2020 election, even though all the courts have said otherwise, wouldn't he be doing that kind of same idea? Admitting something was like, done against the law when in
When it was
actuality it wasn't?
before, when it was before the court say it wasn't. you
No,
know,
it's after.
No, it's like yesterday,
Yeah, like he's continuously saying it.
like
Even
years
though
later.
all the courts have said
I'm not
that
going
there's
to
no
get into
fraud.
the 2020 election.
No, I'm not
It
trying
was-
to go into that, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying it's equivalent to your point that these congressional leaders can't say something that's unlawful when it's lawful, or I don't know what your point is exactly, but it's an analogy.
Let's try to hit the gift goal, guys. By the way, keep going though.
I honestly do not know enough about America to do this debate, to be honest.
Yeah, obviously. And also, like, why are you defending Trump?
I'm not pro Trump, but like I'm not a Democrat. If I was American, I
Well,
would vote
obviously
Republican.
not. You're not American.
Did you
Thank
vote for
you.
Brexit?
If I could, I was too young at the time, but if I could vote for Brexit, I would.
And how has that turned out for the UK?
I mean,
Literally.
COVID and the war in Ukraine did far more worse to the economy than Brexit. But since I admitted to not being able to talk about American politics in detail, I don't think you guys can assume British politics like that.
Is this?
Don't
I
just
know
say-
enough.
Wait, is
I
this
know enough
Destiny
British
versus
politics to say
Constantine?
Brexit fucked them.
Wait, hold on. Is this Destiny versus Constantine on my TikTok right now? Is that
Yeah,
what's
bro.
happening
Destiny
now?
versus Constantine.
Anyway,
on
let's
your
go back.
TikTok.
Let's go back to the anti-American thing. Since you don't like the seditious six one, do you want like another example of like a First Amendment violation?
Sure.
Yeah. So the Trump admin had a policy of violating the free speech rights of pro-Palestinian students.
So were they pro-Palestine or pro-Hamas?
They were pro-Palestine. And also another thing, being pro-Hamas is protected First Amendment speech.
It's a terrorist organization, though.
You can support those in the United States.
You can support a terrorist organization.
Yes, as long as
Yes.
it's not like material support, but you can in speech give as much support to terrorist
Then-
organizations as you want in the U.S.
So, several of those students chanted from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Yes,
Do you understand what that's?
Yes, I know exactly.
That means
what
you want to
means.
eradicate the Israeli state.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That means you want.
Wait,
Brother,
so you want
hold on,
trust
genocide.
me, I know.
Yeah,
Trust
bro,
me, I
you're-
know.
you're
It's
not
still
gonna-
protected speech.
Yeah. So in the United States, you can go out in the street and you can say, "I want Israel to be eradicated as a state, and I want every single Jew in Israel to whatever happened to them." You can say those things in the United States. You can do that. That's First Amendment protected speech.
You guys are a weird country, man.
Well, yeah, I have
We're a
another
base country. We have a
example.
First Amendment. It's awesome. It's great.
He's violated the First Amendment. Like, okay, there's so many other violations, but just under the First Amendment, we can even go into how he's violated the First Amendment when it comes to law firms and his executive orders. For instance, his executive orders literally pinned out 4 different law firms and said that they are prohibited from, governmental buildings, prohibited from actually properly assisting their clients in representation, just because of their prior, legal services for Perkins Coie was with Hillary Clinton in 2016. The court literally said that it's unconstitutional and that it violates the First, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment right. Also, you can look at PBS and NPR that literally he tried to limit their grants as a result of them leaning more left, even though that was congressional given funding, and that also violated their First Amendment right.
He's just a base president.
He's just
Okay.
based.
It's
Why do
based,
you
is
think
it
he's
based to
based?
break the law?
Wait, no.
I mean,
why do you think he's based? Just give me your.
I mean,
reason,
it's not like
explanation.
Biden had the perfect track record, to be honest.
That's all you have to say.
I mean, name me one president who's done everything good. Like, he done nothing wrong.
Obviously,
in the
no
entire
president
term.
has ever been completely
Exactly.
perfect.
So
Wait, that
every
doesn't-
time
wait,
you give an
wait,
example of
hold on,
Trump, I
wait,
can give an
just
example
because-
of any other president. who have
Just
been.
because,
how is
because
he
wait,
anti-American?
just because one president wasn't perfect doesn't mean we elect somebody like Trump, who is like the most anti-American, like disgusting
He's-
loser president ever.
He is not anti-American.
I
He's
just
more
proved it to you.
he's more pro.
Wait,
He's
okay.
more pro-American than.
Do you want to go
Harris.
down? Do you want to go down the entire Constitution and all the amendments? That
Does
he's
the
violated?
Constitution make you American? If you
That's when you become president of
Yes.
the United States, you swear an oath.
you
on
saw
the
allegiance to the
Constitution.
Constitution.
Yes, the Constitution is what the founding fathers enshrined their principles in. That's the most American shit ever, dude.
So, do you think you guys should have strong borders and not let the American identity be erased through mass migration?
Holy shit! What do you mean by American identity?
Holy fucking pivot. Jesus Christ.
Like, like British identity, like Canadian identity, you know what I mean?
Just white? You mean
Like, good old Americans,
like white? Is that what you're getting at?
I mean, I would consider a lot of African Americans to also be American. And a lot
Why
of,
don't you just own it? What do you mean by American identity?
like, just being, it's like being British. It's like, you like tea, you know what I mean? Like, you're just being,
Just say white. Just say white, bro.
I'm not saying white because there's a lot of Asians blacks and
What about
Hispanics are also
Christian?
American.
Do you think America? Yeah. Do you think America's like a Christian country?
It is definitely heavily Christian.
Okay.
I
What
But
wouldn't
do you
if
think
I?
that's
What
a
if?
part of our
Christian
identity?
country. Doesn't mean Americans have to be Christians, but it is a Christian
Okay.
country.
So if we think that America has like this Christian identity or whatever, wouldn't we want a lot of Hispanic people to be coming in because a lot of them are Christian?
No, because there's a lot of other things to
Like
be
the
American,
color
just
of their
being
skin.
a Christian.
I,
Would you?
just
I wouldn't
own it. Just
consider
own it, bro.
I wouldn't consider a Russian moving to America to be American, would I?
What do you define American?
It's like
Like, what
you
does it mean to be
assimilate into American culture.
What does
You
American culture
speak-
mean?
Okay, so like, what are like these like American cultural values that you think these people like must meet in order to assimilate into?
You speak
culture.
English or American English.
Okay, speak English.
That's one. You assimilate into the
Okay.
culture of the surrounding areas. So the
what does that
American
mean?
culture.
What does that
Okay,
mean?
that's circular. So okay,
It's
we got
like-
one
Yeah.
thing. Speak English. What else? Go ahead.
Because you just said
Circular. What do you mean it's
said,
circular?
You just said assimilating to the American culture is assimilating into the American culture. What does
So
that mean?
you do it. So you do agree there's an American culture, there's a Russian culture, there's a Chinese culture. You agree on that?
Yeah, sure.
So if I took a Russian person from Moscow and put them in Washington DC, and if they like learn English but just did everything what they did in Moscow, do you think that person's American?
Depends if they take the citizenship test or not.
So you think being American is just based on citizenship?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the most part,
America's
yeah.
America's different from Britain in the way that like America was started just by like citizenship. It's not by
but like
ethnicity.
besides citizenship,
I know
besides citizenship, because I know that's like a very unsatisfying metric. I think American values are like things like, you know, like
Liberalism,
working-
freedom,
yeah,
democracy.
working hard, democracy, respecting the rule of law, things like that.
All of which Donald Trump is antithetical to.
Okay. So if I drop a Russian from Moscow into Washington DC and they speak English, they respect the rule of law, they respect all that shit, but they do everything what they did in Russia culturally, would that person be American?
What do you mean by they do everything they do culturally?
Like what Russians usually do in Moscow, man.
Like
Like
what?
drink vodka or something. Like yeah.
Yeah, that person would still be American. America is like, I know it's kind of cringe, but America is like a melting pot. It's for all different types of people.
It's a melting pot of cultures.
Yes, yeah, they can.
Diversity is
their,
your biggest strength in America, correct?
Not saying diversity is our biggest strength, but what I'm saying is that America is like a melting pot, right?
And
So,
a
like-
lot of people both in and out of America would disagree with you.
I don't care if people disagree with me.
Okay. So you want an open border between Mexico and America.
That's exactly what I just said.
True.
Yeah.
Yep, good
for
job.
sure.
You got it.
True.
I mean-
Verbatim.
So true.
I don't know. I'm too tired for this shit. I'm gonna go. Thank
Okay,
you for letting me
bye.
know.
Weird.
Just say white,
Bro,
Just say white.
bro is over here in the comments yelling